Welcome back to another episode of Lucid Daily. Today we have quite a bit of random news that we need to go through, so let's go ahead and get started. Very first off, Lucid was down 1% today, down another third of a percent in the after hours. Tesla was up 1.74% today, down a third of a percent in the after hours. More than likely, Tesla was green because tomorrow the Giga Berlin opening is happening. So more than likely, it was just a lot of excitement going into that. Who knows? Rivian was down 4.47%. They are now at $43 a share at a $39 billion market cap. So they are a lot of prices that people were talking about. And in my comments, people were like, oh, if Rivian's below 50, I'm definitely going to pick up some shares. I'm curious to what people are thinking now. All right. So Engadget did do a review on Lucid today. I listened to it and it was a classic, great Lucid review, but there really wasn't anything too unique about the review. Lucid did a tweet in it. They said Lucid has accomplished what it set out to do: build a luxury EV that competes with German automakers. Again, even that quote, it's pretty generic Lucid review. There was nothing too new that we haven't heard, so not much sense into diving into it. There was a tweet today by a Lucid Air owner. He said, "Guess who stopped by to say hi today?" Guess who stopped by to say hi? And he tagged Lucid. It was obviously a service truck with his vehicle there in the background. Somebody asked what the issue was, and he said the windshield wipers were not screwed in tightly enough and hence stopped working properly. It appears to be a common issue. So these are just things that I hope get fixed that get communicated down to the production line, and those are the things that can kind of get solved. Next, it is a rumor that in 2025, the Apple car will be built by Porsche. And if this rumor is true, it'll put an end to the fact that people thought Apple and Lucid were partnering. Obviously, there's still a lot more around the Apple car that we don't know about, and this isn't 100% confirmed, nor has Apple even announced it. So who knows? But somebody quoted this tweet and said, sorry to all Lucid fans. I don't know. It was a joke, but this is just to kind of keep everybody's expectations realistic, that more than likely I'll be pretty surprised to see an Apple Lucid partnership. I don't think on the Lucid's side, I think on Apple's side. So who knows? I could be totally wrong, and I'd be happy to be wrong. This is the picture of Bear's Workshop flyover today, and as you can see, there are a ton of cars out there. Normally, I don't make this big of a deal out of flyovers, but it actually looks like the factory is up and running at its peak levels. And I say that because people in the comments counted about 198 cars. Some people got 219 cars. So between 198 and 215 cars, 220 cars, we can call it, that was as many as were in the lot. Now, the reason this is important, I don't think I got a screenshot of it, but I have a spreadsheet where every time Bear's Workshop flies over, I mark how many cars were in the parking lot, and the most I'd ever seen was 168 cars, and this is about 200 cars, we can call it. So a substantial increase in what we have seen from previous record highs. So as a Lucid shareholder, this is a good news going into Q2. Q1 ends in about 10 days, but Lucid probably won't report. If they reported February 28th, so February, March, April, May, probably end of May, maybe end of June, we'll see on that when they'll report for their Q1. So just a heads up on that. I could be totally wrong on that reporting date, but they did just report like a month ago. Yeah, almost exactly a month ago. Actually, like 3 weeks ago. So yeah, just keep in mind, this is the most cars I've ever seen. I've been covering Lucid since they had the very first car out there. So good news. And so you did see Lucid down. You can't, so I made a mistake. Let me fix this really quick, and I'll show you guys what I wanted. So in this screenshot here, I don't do a lot of technical analysis, especially on a broad thing like Lucid like this. But what I did want to talk about was the bottom that we saw on March 14th hit $21. So that hit $21, and let's go ahead and take a look at the S&P 500 and see what that did on the 14th as well. So if we go out to the month, on the 14th here was a pretty low day. It was lower than the 8th, it looks like. Actually, the 8th was $1 lower on the S&P 500. But since then, we've seen a really big rebound, a 7% rebound in the S&P 500. So my question is this the bottom for Lucid? Now, I'm not going to call bottom or anything like that. However, if we ever do get around to these levels, I may start thinking about, I don't know. This is interesting. So this is just something I want to watch. And the reason I bring that up is because off of that, they're 17% up off of that bottom. So that 2150 level could be something that we want to continue to look at. Again, not financial advice. I'm not saying that I'll necessarily buy there either. I kind of stated my buying opinion in my last couple of videos. I can link to that one right here if you want to watch it. So if you want to know how I feel about Lucid in the next 5 years, you can go ahead and watch that video. I'm optimistic about the company. I'm extremely happy about their products. The products do not sound like the issue. I'm excited for Lucid to grow into their valuation over the next 5 to 10 years. I do feel like they have had to grow into this valuation a little bit, and I think that's what the market kind of reminded us in these dips. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you have any sort of feedback, consider leaving a comment. I'd love to interact with you guys down there. And like always, I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your evening. And like always, we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.